Excuse me while I do my worst Jimi Hendrix impression. Let's check out the brand new Epiphone inspired by the Gibson Custom Shop Jimi Hendrix Love Drops Flying V. A new model joins the Epiphone inspired by Gibson Custom Shop range in the form of the Love Drops Flying V Jimi Hendrix signature model. Now, for anyone who is a fan of the legendary guitarist who absolutely needs no introduction, you'll know this guitar was used between 1967 to 1969 before Jimmy's untimely passing, unfortunately. But he's obviously always considered to be like a Strat guy. Whereas people, who are a bit more familiar with his later period will notice that he's got a 3-pickup SG, and particularly this Flying V, which has got a really cool story that you should go check out. But we're here just to focus on the guitar today, so let's just start by getting some sounds out of this thing, shall we? And you'll notice that I'm standing up today, which I'm usually more of a fan of sitting down, but obviously for a Flying V, I need to be sitting kind of with it quite weird, and I thought for something that looks so cool as well, it's worth getting a bit more rock star with it. So this guitar is loaded with Gibson custom Bucker pickups, and this is just the clean tone that I've got going on with it just now. So that's kind of one of the main events with this guitar, particularly the pickups that are put into there. Those Gibson custom Buckers are that kind of full fat sort of PAF sound that you would expect from one of the inspired by Gibson custom shops. Now we'll just take a little second here before I jump into some more tones out of this, just to kind of focus on some of the more attention to detail parts of this guitar. Obviously it has that awesome psychedelic paint graphic on there as well. And actually, if you can see it on the lower horn there as well, it does have the Love Drops name just right there as well. It's got quite a chunky neck as well for it, which is, with a lot of these kind of like 70s Flying Vs, which, not that this one is inspired by that at all in any way, but you kind of like come to expect those slightly sort of skinnier necks on them, whereas this has got quite a sort of wider, fatter neck to it as well, which certainly if I'm trying to do those like Hendrix, like thumb over the top of the neck thing, maybe my hands are just a little bit too small for it there. But it does have that kind of more old school sort of headstock on there as well with the Clousson style tuners, which I think just looks awesome. And it does have Jimmy's signature, signature on the back of the headstock as well, just so that if anybody was slightly confused about what it is, then it's got that there. But let's get a little bit more sounds out of it. You may have heard just right in the intro that kind of fuzzier sound, and of course I have went for that kind of classic Hendrix-y. Got fuzz face, well, I've got wah going into a fuzz face here as well. This is actually a 20th anniversary for us, for Guitar Guitar Nut, Jimi Hendrix, of course. Morley wah, you can actually win, which all the details of that will be in the description below as well. But let's maybe get some more kind of high octane sounds out of this fuzz face, shall we? So hopefully that gives you an idea of the sounds that you can get out of the Love Drops Epiphone, inspired by Gibson Custom Shop Jimi Hendrix signature Flying V, which was a total mouthful there. But obviously, you know, for Hendrix fans, this is going to be an absolute no-brainer. And one of the cool things, the fact that obviously there is an Epiphone version of this now, because there was originally only a Gibson Custom Shop version, which this is considerably less expensive. But it does have all that kind of vibe as well. You know, the look of it is just, it's so iconic as well. And the fact that it just has a slightly different name on the headstock, I don't think it's going to bother a lot of people. But certainly those pickups are a lot more usable than maybe some people would expect as well. You know, you're able to get a lot of those kind of classic rock sounds of it, but even if you do want this to not be just an exclusive sort of Hendrix machine, then I think you'll get a lot of fun out of it as well. And actually, lefties, you can rejoice too, because it does have that other strap button just right down at the bottom there, so you can play like the man himself, but maybe just have slightly bigger hands than me to be able to get your thumb around the top there. But let me know what you think about the brand new Love Drops Epiphone in the comments down below. And if you have liked the video at all, give the page a subscribe, give the video a like. It really does help us with that funny thing called the algorithm. And you can keep up with all the latest news at GGHQ. But until next time, I've been Kieran, and this has been a look at the Epiphone, inspired by Gibson Custom Shop Jimi Hendrix Love Drops Flying V. Have a great day.